Today we are going to recap a sci-fi movie named The Signal. This movie was released in 2012 and revolves around three friends, Nick, Jonah, and Haley, as they experience something literally out of this world. The movie starts and we see Nick has muscular dystrophy. Nick and Jonah are going to Florida to drop Nick's girlfriend Haley off. During their journey, they visit aquariums, have a nice dinner, and enjoy their time together. One night, during their stay in a hotel room, Nick gets a message from a hacker named Nomad. He awakes Jonah and shows him the message. Jonah and Nick know Nomad from the time when he nearly got them expelled from MIT. They threaten Nomad that they will expose him, and Nomad sends them a video showing them in the exact position. They find out that Nomad has hacked Haley's computer and is using its webcam. Then, Nick manages to find Nomad's location. It's in Nevada. The next morning, Nick and his friends start their journey again. On their way, Jonah is sitting in the back seat trying to find Nomad's exact location, and he receives a photo of their car on the road. They all find it scary and confusing. They stop at a gas station and Nick goes to get coffee. As Nick leaves the car, Haley asks Jonah if Nick has talked to him about their relationship, and Jonah says no. Then they see that Nick falls, and they go to help him. Nick seems to be ashamed and sad about his disability. In the further scenes, Jonah is telling Nick that they are 180 miles away from Nomad's location. Suddenly, they notice that Haley is missing. Nick finds Haley sitting at a cliff. He goes and sits with her, and both of them have a chat about their relationship. Haley says that their relationship will work out, but Nick refuses to continue it, as she assumes that Haley will leave him. Haley gives back the locket Jonah gave her and leaves. At night, they reach Nomad's location. It's an abandoned house where they find nothing. While investigating the house, Nick and Jonah hear Haley's screams from the outside. They immediately go outside and find Haley missing. They start to find her by calling her name out loud, and suddenly, Nick watches something pulling Haley toward the sky. And with this scene, the screen goes blank. The next scene shows Nick waking up in a hospital, and he sees some men in white attire walking around. He's taken to a room where a man introduces himself as Dr. Wallace Damon. Damon asks Nick about when he started getting the signals, to which Nick seems clueless. Damon then tells Nick that he and his friends are being contacted by EBE, extraterrestrial entity. Nick gets panicked and asks about his family and friends. Suddenly, Nick's nose starts bleeding and he is taken back to his room. The next day, Nick is again taken to Damon. This time, Nick tells Damon about Nomad's messages and shows him a video that he recorded at Nomad's house. Damon shows Nick an alien species in the video and tells him that Nomad is not just a hacker. Further scenes shows Nick sitting in his room when he hears someone whispering to him. He goes near the vent and recognizes the voice. It's Jonah, who tells him that all of them are being kept there and that people there might be performing some experiments on them. The next day, when Nick tells Damon that he wants to meet Haley, Damon agrees and takes him to the room where Haley is being kept. Damon tells Nick that Haley is in a coma right now, and the moment she wakes up, Nick can meet her. In further scenes, Nick can be seen making a plan to escape that place. He ties Haley's bed to his wheelchair and tries to escape, but gets caught by Damon and his men. The scene changes, and Nick can be seen waking up next to Haley. He again tries to escape but falls from the bed. At that moment, he notices that his legs were made of some robotics material. He gets confused and asks Damon about it. Damon tells him that it's hard to understand, but he will explain it to him. Damon sends two men to take Nick from his room, but Nick beats them with the help of his super legs, which have unlimited strength. Nick then takes Haley with him and somehow manages to escape that place, but he finds himself in the middle of nowhere. Haley also wakes up and both of them start to look for someone. They see a car approaching them. When the car comes closer, they ask the woman driving the car for help. That woman is named Mirabelle. Mirabelle gives them a ride, and while she drives the car, she talks about strange things. She finally drops them at a gas station where Nick sees his picture on the TV. Nick sees a man taking Haley with him and escaping in a red truck. He uses his super-powered legs and rescues Haley. Then they take the truck to find a place where they could get some help. They arrive at a facility center where they find Jonah during their investigation of the center. On the other hand, Damon kills Mirabelle and Haley's abductor. Nick and his friends now try to escape that desert-like place, but their truck stops at a point in the road. Damon's men come there to get Nick and his friends. Jonah says that he would distract them while Nick and Haley get rid of them. Jonah gets killed to save his friends' lives. Nick and Haley are once again stopped by a blockage on the road, but this time it's Damon and his friends. Nick's truck gets into an accident. He and Haley get severely injured. At that moment, a chopper comes and takes Haley away from Nick. At that point, Damon tells Nick that he is a nomad and he tricked himself so that he can get experimented on. Damon tells Nick that his legs are an example of human and alien technology. After knowing the truth, Nick gets furious and his legs start heating up and turning red. He runs as fast as he could and breaks an invisible barrier that takes him into a whole new place. Damon arrives there and shows his head, which is partially made of alien technology. Nick finds himself in a stranger world. When the camera zooms out, we see a strange planet that is highly modernized and has a parabolic sun shield on the top. With this scene of a stranger world, the movie ends.